Game 2 between MRA and Parklane. Doubleheader from Trustmark Park. Just missed one pitch. There's the second pitch of the ball game. Patriots won 3-1 in the opener. We get nightcap started. Glad to have you with us on the Patriot Sports Network. I'm Philip Palmertree. Chris Poole is sitting beside me. Scott Thomas Murphy working cameras, and Alan Burford, our producer-director. Samuel Stockett on the hill for MRA. In this game, facing the leadoff hitter, Caden Jackson. Hit in the air, foul territory. Segrist gives it a look, but it gets out of play. We don't have a lineup for the Pioneers made available to us, so we're going to construct that just one hitter at a time as they come to the plate. Can't hide that from you forever. We know Jackson's the leadoff hitter. We see Nick Young in the on-deck circle. We'll figure out how they line up defensively, but right there's a Kincaid's K to open the ball game for Samuel Stockett. MRA strikeouts presented by Kincaid's Fine Men's Clothing, out number 1 in the first inning. And we're happy to tell you the first inning is brought to you by the Winning Smile. And all of our athletic streams are brought to you by Alan Moore and his staff at the state-of-the-art Acura of Jackson facility. Young sends it deep out of play, left side, and foul.
Good breaking ball by Samuel there to finish off that at-bat. We'll see a pitch from him a lot. Throws 2 different breaking balls, just a traditional overhand curve ball with a lot of depth to it and a slider. There we see the slower curve.
Oh, high chop, one bounce to Stockett, but the throw offline. It caroms off the wall into shallow right field, and that error going to be a 2-base result there for Nick Young. He's at second. 1 out in the first.
Samuel did a good job of getting to the ball, just kind of, it's easy on those plays like that to drop your arm, slide a little bit. Ball got away from him up the baseline, which makes it almost impossible for Nash to get to it.
Jay Aldridge at the plate. Hard hit right to Lambert. He's going to vacuum it up and send it over to Segrist at first, and that's out number 2, 6-3 on the put out of Aldridge. And the weather has changed since we wrapped up the 7-inning first game. Chris, we've now got a wind 15-plus miles per hour blowing in from the north, and we're under the lights now, under cloudy skies. Not expecting any rain, but colder weather we know coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I've seen some sweatshirts and jackets get deployed in the break between games, so it's definitely the fans are feeling the difference for sure.
DJ Brown at the plate. Brown went 1 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He gets hit with that first pitch. So 2 out, runners first and second.
Curveball there got away from Samuel, and the hitter just absolutely stood like a statue and took it.
So error and a hit by pitch. Eli Chandler takes a look at a strike. Knocked down for a base hit, right field. Throw comes in but trickles in. Won't be enough to retire Young. Young comes in with the first run of the ball game. Throw up to second. And everybody's safe. Second and third, 1 run in, still 2 out.
Going to have to agree with Alex there. He's protesting a little bit, and I think Coach Lipscomb's doing the same. I think we had him at second base. It was a heads-up play by Maddox to throw behind the lead runner, and just about got him. I think we had him, but that was one of those situations the umpire's kind of floating in between third and second, probably wasn't in the best position to see exactly what happened out there.
Give Chandler a single. He takes second on the throw into the infield. Brown running for himself is at third. And the hitter Slade Steele. He threw 6 innings in the first game of today's doubleheader. MRA won 9-7 on Tuesday night on the road, trying to get a sweep with the nightcap here.
In addition to those 2 breaking balls we talked about, Samuel will throw a fastball that he can move either way, and I think he was trying to throw a 2-seamer, getting it moving away from that left-handed hitter, and just left it over the plate a little bit.
Strike 2. The plate still went 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Through 6 innings. Chops it straight down. Steele struck out 2, walked 2, surrendered 5 hits, 3 runs, but just charged with 1 earned run. I think I would have charged him with 2, but that's another story. Off the hands, going to be a tough play for Bizot, but he's on it quickly. Accurate throw to end the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base. Pioneers get 1 in the top of the first. MRE coming to bat when we return on the Patriot Sports Network.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need.
I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it.
You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance. Her, these 2, and definitely them.
Nice.
Need an affordable plan with a nationwide network of local doctors? Ambitter's got that and more. That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance. And better, on a mission for better.
Bottom of the first. 70 degrees, but feels a lot cooler with that north wind blowing into the press box at Trustmark Park. Single run for the Pioneers in the top of the inning. Pat's coming to bat. Our Ambetter starting lineups. Here's the batting order. Will Bizot leads off. Alex Lambert at short bats second. First baseman Nash Segrist bats third. Gunnar Swanson is in the cleanup spot for Game 2. Peyton Hester, the DH, bats 5th. Maddox May is behind the plate, and he'll bat 6th. Bottom 3 in the order, Pierce Anderson in left. Dylan Varnell, right fielder, bats 8th, and Holt Adams, second baseman, bats 9th. Pitcher is right-hander Andrew Lott. He's getting the wrist device flipped out to him from his dugout before we resume play in the bottom of the first inning. Just walked around and visited a little bit between games, Chris. It was a welcome sight to see students. You know, we haven't had a lot of students at games. It's hard for them to get to a lot of road games, and these are the closest thing we have to home games. But it's good to see good handful of MRA students here.
Yeah, and a little easier for them to get out here. You know, it's on a Friday, so don't have to worry about getting to school early to handle that kind of business tomorrow. So, yeah, it is. It's been a different year for sure.
Last time we played here, it was on a weeknight, I believe a Tuesday night, against Warren Central, and there weren't many students here, as I recall. It's 1-1 to Bizot. That one's going to get dropped in front of the right fielder. Good top spin on that one. Results in a leadoff base hit. Will Bizot went 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. A double Ely's extra base hit in the first game, and he's aboard to lead off the MRA first in game 2.
Dropped in just right. I'm noticing that the at least in right field, Parklane outfielders a good bit deeper, I think, than what I've noticed the MRA outfielders playing. So that worked out to Will's advantage there.
From the stretch, lot pitch. It's in the dirt. Off the first base side. Quick throw offline, first base side of the bag. Good read from Bizot. He's the kind of experienced player who's going to be able to grab that base off a dirt ball. Ball 2 to Alex Lambert. Big one-hopper. Chandler fields it. Throw across the diamond. Out recorded. And Bizot has to stay at second. First inning brought to you by the Winning Smile. We say thank you to Alan Moore and his staff at the state-of-the-art Acura of Jackson facility for their sponsorship of all MRA athletics live streams.
Would have loved to seen Will get to third there, but I think that was probably the right call. Staying in scoring position, not giving up that out.
Nash Segrist takes a strike at the bottom part of the zone. 0-1. Wind blowing in hard from left. Wind wasn't a big factor in the earlier game.
It's blowing hard enough now. This could, make things interesting on a high infield pop-up. Just something to keep an eye on.
Chop to third. Good job staying back on it there by Chandler. Throw pulls him off the bag. Did he make the tag?
They called him safe. I think he missed it.
Yeah, it looked like he did not make any contact with Segrist as he ran by on the baseline. And again, Bizot has to stay at second on that play. He was right in the base path. Throw across. Base hit for Segrist. Hasn't gone up on the scoreboard yet. Ball hit high in the air, shallow left, coming in hard on the left fielder Williams. Get a nice jump on it, made the play. That's out number 2. Swanson retired on one pitch. First and second. 2 out now in the inning. That one ripped to the first baseman. He knocks it down, able to recover and get Peyton Hester out on one pitch. And MRA strands a couple of base runners. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 stranded. 1-0 Parklane after 1. We'll come back with the top of the second after you hear from our sponsors on the Patriot Sports Network.
At Uptown Dental, located in the township on Highland Colony, their passion is helping patients look and feel their best. Dr. Michelle Cruz and Dr. Claire Greiner are dedicated to creating an experience that is pleasant, comfortable, and pain-free. Their state-of-the-art facility welcomes patients into a spa-like atmosphere. Uptown Dental has the latest dental treatments and most cutting-edge technology available. From 3D cone beam imaging, digital x-rays, digital impressions, Invisalign orthodontic treatment, and so much more, at Uptown Dental they pride themselves on staying on top of the constant changes in dentistry.
Ely's is a proud sponsor of MRA Patriot Athletics. Come try our USDA Prime New York Strip, bone-in filet, New England scallops, or sauteed Gulf crab claws. Ely's also offers an extensive wine list and bar selections. Ely's, upstairs on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Good luck, Patriots.
Can you hear it? Top of the second, Parklane coming to bat, leading 1-0. Kind of adjust our scoring a little bit. Looks like instead of 2 hits, a hit and an error. Kind of adjusting our scorebook here. At the plate, Watts Newman. Fouled to the backstop. Strike one. Fouled straight down, and Newman's down 0-2.
Job of Samuel here working ahead in the second inning.
Fouled away, it stays 0-2. We're having to try to keep things from flying away as the wind blows into the press box. We may have to shut ourselves up in here. Jumped on that one, got on it early, and hits it foul beyond the third base dugout. The top of the second inning, 0-2 pitch. Peel up to first. Swing held back there. Ball one to Newman.
Good thought there with Stockett trying to see if the hitter will fish outside the zone there, 0-2.
That one jammed foul. Trustmark Park, the home of Bellhaven Blazer baseball. They played at Smith Wills Stadium for a long time. We were talking about Smith Wills Stadium and Jackson Mets earlier. Got a swing and a miss. They'll have to finish the play as May throws up the line to Segrist. And that's a Kincaid's K, second of the ball game, and out number one in the second inning. Tonight's second inning, it's brought to you by Watkins Construction and Roofing. And all of our athletic streams are brought to you by Trustmark Bank. At the plate for Parklane. Still trying to recognize the number here. This may be the only change in the batting order from the first game. This may be Lott. Confirm it. No, it's 6 and not 8. DC Hughes did not appear in the top first game of the doubleheader. Got him swinging out in front of that one. Strike 2. Hughes went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in the Tuesday ball game. Hit that one very high in the air. It's drifted foul. Will it stay in play? No. Ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good look at the 2 different breaking balls that Samuel's throwing. He had him swinging at that harder slider in the dirt pitch before and slows it way down with the 12-6 curveball. Got him way out in front.
Hayden Williams waits on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging to Kincaid's K. Third of the evening for Stockett, and they're 2 down, nobody on base. Just attacking the hitter and getting the results you wanted. Back-to-back strikeouts.
That was a really nice pitch sequence there. Hard breaking ball, slowed him down. He comes back with a high heater.
He'll throw a breaking ball to Hayden Williams. Drop that in for a strike. Left side of the infield. Tough hop, but good play from Will Bezot in a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for Parklane in the top of the second. We're 1-0. MRA down a run, headed to the bottom of the second. Maddox May will lead off the Patriots' second when MRA baseball continues.
Don't stop.
Thinking about tomorrow.
Don't stop investing in your future. For help living well today and tomorrow, talk to an experienced Trustmark wealth advisor to save for education or plan for an early retirement. For generations, we've helped people live their dreams. Let us help you. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works.
Motion is what connects us to our world, to each other, and us. We were born to keep you in motion, however you decide to do so.
We carry a wide variety of Continental passenger and light truck SUV tires. Take to the road with confidence and install Continental brand tires on your vehicle today.
Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Andrew Lott pitching to Maddox May, Pierce Anderson, Dylan Varnell in the Patriots' second. Starts Anderson off with a ball. Now ball 2. Now ball 3. Maddox May draws a Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass to first base. Cade Buchanan in to run for May. Batter is Pierce Anderson, who appeared as a courtesy runner in the earlier game. Buchanan take it off on the first pitch. There won't be a throw as Hughes, the catcher, just had it between his feet and couldn't pick it up. Stolen base for Buchanan.
It looked like that pitch handcuffed Pierce a little bit and the catcher.
Line off the pitcher, then off the second baseman Young, and Jackson just picks it up behind the bag. Nobody's able to do anything with it, and it's first and third off a ball from Anderson. That was just absolutely slapped right back up the chute. Gonna clip the pitcher. Infield single, first and third, nobody out in the second. Second inning brought to you by Watkins Construction and Roofing. And all of our athletic streams brought to you by Trustmark Bank. The gusty wind blowing in. Dylan Varnell played backhanded at short, out-recorded at second, but they don't get the double play. Buchanan comes down the line at third and scores, and we're tied 1-1.
Definitely a good chance at the double play there. I think the shortstop was a little lackadaisical with his feed to a second baseman. Gave Dylan just enough time, who's a really good runner, to beat out the throw.
Holt Adams, the number 9 hitter, gets in the left-handed batter's box. Give Varnell an RBI. 1-1. Ball and a strike to Holt Adams. Holt was officially 0 for 1 in the earlier game, had a sacrifice. Game just took 2 hours and 3 minutes, moved along at a pretty brisk pace. Varnell taking off. He'll get in there ahead of the throw from the catcher Hughes and a stolen base. Second of the inning for the Pats.
Great jump from Dylan right there. Almost had a little bit of a walking lead. He had the pitcher timed up perfectly.
Catcher Hughes tried to steal a strike there off the edge, but umpire wasn't having any of it. 2-man umpiring crew, and of course they've swapped out infield and home from the earlier game. Lined past the shortstop. Dylan Varnell full speed ahead around third. He'll come in to score. A ball hit deep in the hole on the left side by Adams, and MRA takes a 2-1 lead.
Shortstop was ducking in and out behind Dylan at second base, trying to hold him on, and that worked out in Holt's favor there because he put it right in the gap where, if he was playing in his normal position, probably got a chance to get to that ball. But from where he started from, really no shot to get an out there.
RBI single on the infield for Adams. MRA's got 2 across the plate in the second. Throw to first, and Adams back in on his belly. Will Bizot back at the plate for the second time. He singled in the first. Two runs on 2 hits. Adams takes off. Ball gets behind Hughes, the catcher, and right now MRA's running the base paths at their pleasure.
They are. I tell you, the pitcher, if Parklane doesn't make an adjustment kind of in the way that mixing up their looks, mixing up their hold times, just about every Patriot runner is going to be looking to take the next base.
That's probably part of the mound conversation reset here, talking to his battery, Coach Young, out there. Counts a ball and no strikes to Bizot. We'll remind you next week's schedule while we've got things paused. Got different days of the week for MRA baseball on the Patriot Sports Network. Next week, March 30, that's on Monday. Single game at Trustmark Park right here against Brookhaven Academy. 5 o'clock for the JV, 7 for varsity. And then we'll wind up the 3-game series on Wednesday, April 1st, down at Brookhaven, a 4:30 varsity-only doubleheader. Another 3-game district matchup for the Patriots next week against Brookhaven on Monday, single game here at Trustmark, and then Wednesday on the road. Lee Adams, I believe, set to do those Wednesday Brookhaven games. With the headset, appreciate Lee and his help. Hit in the air, it's going to sail out of play right side. Ball and a strike to Will Bizot. We get to the top of the third, we're going to point out a couple of highlights from some other MRA athletics news. Runner going, throw, not in time, dropped out of the glove of Chandler, the third baseman, and Holt Adams just stole third.
Yeah, the track meet continues, and that was something, with 1 out from a situational standpoint, that's an opportunity to be aggressive and try to take that extra base.
Roll towards second. Short throw across in time for the out. That's 2 away, and Holt Adams scores on the ground out. And MRA has plated 3 in the bottom of the second. RBI ground out for Bizot. Alex Lambert hits. He grounded out to third in the previous inning. It's RBI number 13 for Will Bizot. He's has not played in every game. Of course, he was playing basketball in February all the way to the end with the state and overall championship team. 3-1 MRA, 2 out, nobody aboard. Pitch down and away from Lott.
But he wasted no time. He stepped from the basketball court to the baseball field and started hitting the next day, or 2 days later. I think maybe he had one or two practices.
Ball and 2 strikes. Lambert had to duck to avoid taking that one on the noggin. We want to say hello and welcome and a shout out to any Parklane fans who are enjoying our broadcast. Pitch comes inside to Lambert, ball 4. That's a Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass, second of the inning, given up by Lott. Brings up Nash Segrist. Nash reached on an error. (3-1) right now. That was the final score of the earlier game. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Dirt mound, dirt around home plate, but the rest of the infield and foul territory is turf. Outfield is grass. Dirt on the warning tracks. Nash swings through that one, strike 1.
Coach Lipscomb reminded Nash there to kind of stay within yourself. He took a healthy hack. I think his head maybe moved a little bit. Coach reminded him to keep that nose on the ball.
Hit right toward the shortstop. Flip over to second to record out number 3. Crooked number on the board for the Patriots. 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. And a runner stranded. 3 3-1 MRA after 2 complete. We'll return and see the top of the order coming up for Parklane when we come back as MRA baseball continues.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor features #1 rated reliability. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
Samuel Stockett pitching to the top of the order in the Parklane lineup to start the 3rd inning. Pierce Anderson playing in left, Gunnar Swanson patrolling in center, Dylan Varnell in right, Will Bezod at 3rd, Alex Lambert at short, Holt Adams at 2nd, Nash Segrist at 1st. Same infield alignment of Maddox May, and behind the plate for the 2nd game of the doubleheader, and Stockett. Stockett made the Big Ten Tire Pros battery. Pitch fouled back, ball and a strike to Jackson, who struck out to lead off the game in the 1st.
We talked about Bezot being a multi-sport guy coming off the basketball court. Stockett's one of those. Everybody knows him from playing quarterback on the football team, but just about every week right now he's playing in a golf tournament in addition to his duties at pitching. I think he put up a pretty good score earlier this week too.
So 1-2 pitch came in on the hands, getting around on it, sending it foul left side is Jackson.
So if you happen to look in the MRA dugout and you don't see Samuel during a weekday game, most likely he's on the golf course somewhere.
Lather, rinse, repeat on that pitch. Hit foul almost exactly the same spot on the barricade, 3rd base side. Another 1-2 pitch from Stockett. Down and away, ball 2. We want to congratulate senior Annie Toller. She's got a new MRA high jump record, 5 feet 8 inches, and she is the #1 girls high jumper in the state right now, public school or private school. Of course, she's a state champion from Coach Stephen Force's basketball team, and a good human being.
And she's been pretty consistently chipping away at that high jump record. I think she broke her own record, if I'm not mistaken, that she set last year.
So Annie, keep jumping. I'm 5'9". You got to get 5'9". Three and 2 now to Jackson. Payoff pitch. Off the mound, back up the middle. Leadoff single, good at bat for Caden Jackson. Lead off the 3rd. Tonight's 3rd inning of MRA Baseball brought to you by Fleetway Market. And all of our athletic streams brought to you by Ely's in Old Town Ridgeland. Just go ahead and make those reservations for Ely's tomorrow night. Elite 8 games can wait.
Had a work function at Ely's this past week, so got to enjoy some redfish.
That mac and cheese might not wait. Nothing and 1 to Nick Young. He reached on an error in the first, came around to score on the Chandler single. But hard up the line toward Bezod, and they say that Young is safe at first. Jackson scoots up to second. Bang, bang play down there at first.
And I kind of had drawn my eyes toward the left side of the infield. I tell you, we're fortunate that Jackson wasn't able to take third base. There was a little miscommunication, I think, on who needed to be covering third.
Hit into left field. Anderson up with it quickly and back to the infield. And now we've got Pioneer at every base with nobody out in the top of inning 3. It's single from Jackson. Single from Young and single from Aldridge. Back-to-back-to-back singles. Brings a mound visit. Top of the 3rd inning.
So with no outs here, Coach Lipscomb's got a decision to make. I don't know, 3-1 game. He could potentially bring the infield in. I feel like he'll probably leave the middle back at double play depth just to take advantage of that if we get a ground ball. Expect to see the corners in, though. Try to cut this run down at the plate if the ball gets put in play.
Single run on 5 hits now for Parklane. In a couple of days ago, we had the official release of the MRA 2026 football schedule, and it's pretty much the mirror image of last year's schedule in terms of home and away opponents. Strike call to DJ Brown. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 3rd. We'll keep the focus on the action here, and infield playing back, ready to trade and out for a run. Over to Duncan. Double play. Just what the Patriots needed. Jackson comes down from 3rd to score, but MRA feeling a lot better about it now. A little slack in the rope as now there are 2 outs and a runner at 3rd.
Yeah, and you mentioned that football schedule. That was a tall task for the Patriots last year, and they navigated that regular season probably better than anybody could have hoped or wished for, and now they have to do it for 2 years in a row. Be interesting to see. A lot more of those games are at home, though, for MRA, so maybe with the friendly confines in our favor, they can still work on some of those good opponents.
4 to 6 to 3 on the double play. So 3 to 2 the score. They throw quick back to 3rd, trying to pick Young off, straying far away, and he has to get back in a hurry.
Samuel lost that throw a little bit high and right. I think if he puts it on the bag, probably got a cheap out right there.
Pitch to Chandler. Swings through it.
There you see Samuel going with that 2-seam fastball, trying to get it to move away from the left-handed hitter. Last at-bat, Chandler was able to get the barrel on one.
Got him to chase one that's down. Throw up and complete the Kincaid's K to end the inning. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors. Runner left at third. Pioneers have stranded 3 on the base paths through 3 times at the plate, but they got a run closer. 3-2 our score, middle of the third on the Patriot Sports Network.
At the Winning Smile Dental Group, we take pride in the work we do, and it's reflected in every smile.
For years, we've dedicated ourselves to making a difference
and changing our patients' lives for the better. At our offices, you'll find a comfortable, welcoming environment and high-quality care. And as your neighbors, we are part of your local community.
We're committed to providing the finest dental care around. Call us today and let's win back your smile.
Hey Patriots, are you thinking about buying a new home or selling a current one? Take a moment to consult with a friend and fellow MRA supporter Shannon Roundtree with SB Collect, a division of Starkville Property. Shannon would love to help you whether you're in the central Mississippi area, and if Starkville is on your radar, you're in good hands too. Shannon has a special place in her heart for this part of our beautiful state and is ready to help you find the perfect home. You can reach her on her cell at 601-540-3235 or at the office 662-324-0037. Wishing all the Patriots and their families a wonderful year and a successful sports season. Go Pats.
Cool and breezy Friday night, second game of the doubleheader at Trustmark Park. With the headsets on, Chris Poole to my right, I'm Philip Palmertree. We're glad to have you aboard on the Patriot Sports Network for MRA Baseball.
Got to acknowledge an oversight from earlier tonight in Game 1. We were talking about Parklane connections. I mentioned James Dykes. His dad, Les, was a good baseball player down at Parklane. And Les's sister is Jennifer Hurd. She made sure that I knew that in her days at Parklane, she was actually a basketball teammate of the most famous Pioneer, Britney Spears.
Number 25, Britney Spears.
That's right.
How about that? Want to know the pitch to Gunnar Swanson. Home half of the third. Swanson, then Peyton Hester and Maddox May coming up. 3-2 game. The stadium scoreboard says 3-1. And we're just going to let them. They were way far away from us in the massive press box area, so somebody will straighten them out. We've got plenty to do with our job. In the air to left, it's going to hook, get in foul territory. Courageous play out there from Williams to try to slide in and get it, but he couldn't get in his glove.
Yeah, I don't know what the bottom part of that wall was made of, but that could have been bad.
I know this right where it takes that angle and narrows down. I was down there during warm-up period before the first game, and for some reason, right at that angle, it smells like crawfish. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what has gone on here. I don't know what Bellhaven's doing there, but I was hoping somebody had brought crawfish, but you can't eat crawfish and call a baseball game very well. So, but I was not the only person who noticed it. It wasn't just me. It's about a 10-foot area there as you walk along that smelled like a crawfish boil. It smelled like yesterday's crawfish boil. You know that smell.
Yeah.
Gunnar Swanson goes down swinging for out number 1 in the MRA third inning, brought to you by Fleetway Market. All of our athletic streams brought to you by Ely's in Old Town Ridgeland.
Yeah, the Bellhaven students are probably enjoying some spring dining down there. But to put a bow back on that Britney Spears thing, so Jennifer's she's got a son also on our JV team, Harrison. But she said she's got some yearbooks with some autographs in it. She'd be happy to negotiate a deal with you.
Okay. For those who are interested buyers, she's got the goods. Well, Peyton Hester retired on 1 out. Good backhand play by Young, moving away from the bag at first. 4-3 on the put out of Hester, and it brings up Maddox May with 2 down quickly in the third. Called strike. Not sure what part of the zone that hit there for Maddox. That one put in the gap. Left fielder gets over to it. Maddox May on his horse trying to slide in. Gets in ahead by just about a beat ahead of the throw, and he legs one out, stretches a single into a double. Ely's extra base hit. Buchanan to run for May. Brings up Pierce Anderson. Pierce singled his last time at the plate. Three-two MRA, bottom of the third. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up by Hughes.
That was a good spot for Max to be aggressive on the base pass with 2 outs. Had a better than 50-50 chance of getting there, and put that runner on second in scoring position now with 2 outs. Base hit's probably going to score you a run.
That one goes all the way to the backstop. Buchanan makes the turn at third. MRA threatening to answer the Pioneer run in the top of the inning. 2-out runner at third. Passed ball puts Buchanan at third. Tapped up toward third. Throw across in time. MRA unable to answer the run. We're at 3-2 after 3 complete. No runs on 1 base hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. MRA has stranded 4 through 3 times at the plate, and they lead by a run after 3. We'll be back with the top of the 4th on the Patriot Sports Network.
Quality, integrity, and excellence. Kincaid's Fine Clothing, Old Town Square, Ridgeland.
Hey MRA Pats! Did you know that there's no need to go out of the way for your next family take-home meal? We got you covered at Fleetway Market in Gluckstadt. Our state-of-the-art smoker makes the best smoked brisket, chicken, pulled pork, and ribs on this side of the Mississippi. So let us fuel you up next time you pick up. Fleetway is so proud to support our hometown MRA Pats.
Samuel Stockett taking the hill again. 4th inning underway. Slade Steele, Watts Newman, D.C. Hughes, 6, 7, 8 hitters up for the Pioneers. 3-2 ball game. First pitch. Line to center. Drops in front of Swanson. Slade Steele on board with a single to start the 4th inning. Tonight's 4th inning is brought to you by Kincaid's Fine Men's Clothing. All of our athletic streams are brought to you by Tally Noah and his staff at Big Ten Tire Pros with 4 convenient metro locations to serve you. Bunt, third base side, a little short bunt. Stockett gets on top of it quickly and throws over to retire Newman.
Stockett letting everybody know just how athletic pitchers and golfers can actually be right there with that play. Good job getting off the mound.
DC Hughes up, runner in scoring position, tying run of the game. Top of the fourth. Hughes tries to bunt, but bunts foul. If you're not multitasking with Mississippi State Ole Miss baseball, I'll give you an update. Top of the sixth inning, 1 out. Mississippi State leads Ole Miss 2-1 in Oxford. Breaking pitch way too high. 1-1 to Hughes. Hughes struck out swinging in the second. Back State has put their 2 runs up in that top of the sixth inning, so they've got something moving right now. Not a lot of offense, not a lot of hits, just 6 hits combined between the two teams right now, and just 3 runs combined. Weird 3-2 here. Pitch bounces in. Maddox may have a hard time finding it. No trouble for Steele to get to third. Off the wild pitch.
Maddox does a good job blocking pitches, and I tell you what, I think that would have taken all of his catching skill to get in front of that one. It was the proverbial 55-footer bounced way out in front.
1 out and a runner at third. Infield in. Fouled back to the screen. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Got him to swing out in front of a pitch. Really fooled him on that one, and that's a Kincaid's K. That's the 5th of the night for Stockett, and they're 2 away in the top of the 4th.
Big pitch right there, big out to get that strikeout. Now our infield can back up into their normal positions, give them an opportunity to cut off a few more ground balls, keep them on the infield, and maybe get out of this inning.
Hayden Williams with a ground out last time at the plate. Pitch down, left-handed batter's box, ball 1. Taking a look at Samuel, he's thrown 55 pitches and 44 of them for strikes.
Filling it up.
Struck out 5, hasn't walked anybody. He did hit a batter. Locates that one beautifully for a strike. 1-1. Over the head of the pitcher. Thrown just not in time from from Adams at second base. And the run will score, and we're tied 3-3.
That was a phenomenal play by Holt. I'll be honest with you, I did not give him a whole lot of chances to even make an accurate throw. He was running so hard toward the left field foul line just to get that throw back across his body and make it accurately was
that was really something. Just not quite in time. RBI single on the infield for Williams, and it brings up Caden Jackson, the shortstop. Singled and scored his last time at the plate. 3-3 game, top of the 4th. Seven base hits for Parklane, and they've all been singles. Double clutch on the throw, then off the bag, off off the glove of Adams, who's still on his back on the infield. They'll pause play. Stolen base for Williams.
Some contact there, and I'm just not sure exactly where the base runner got him.
Maybe on the right foot from the way he's going to reach down, but he's up on his feet.
It's one of those situations you could tell Maddox was trying to wait to see who's going to cover the bag. It's almost a situation where, as a catcher, you may just need to let that rip, and if they're not there when the ball gets there, let that be one of their problems. Gunner's going to be back there backing the throw up. I think if we had done that, maybe we got him. But that would have been a tough play because Holt and the runner were kind of getting there at the same time.
Runner at second, 2 out. Already 1 run across for the Pioneers. They've tied this one up. Single runs in the first, the third, and now the fourth. MRA got all 3 of theirs across in the second. Bounced in front of the plate. That's ball 3, 3-0. Walt Bryson heading down to the bullpen area to loosen up.
4th inning here, and I feel like Parklane's made a little bit of an adjustment here, not swinging quite as many pitches outside of the zone as they did earlier in the game. Samuel's got some swings and misses at his slider down, his cutter down and away. I think they've kind of been coached up a little bit and are recognizing those pitches and laying off some of them.
Counts 3-1. Ball 4. It's the first walk that Stockett has given up tonight. First and second, and we've got a mound conversation coming up in the top of the 4th.
I think this is a lot like one of the later mound visits we saw to Rhett in game 1. Slow things down. Got 2 outs, is that right? We got 2?
Yes.
Yeah, so, we're 1 pitch away, trying to just settle Samuel down a little bit, get him really focused on this hitter, talk about the plan, and then, in your worst case scenario that you got to be also planning for, giving Walt a few extra minutes to get some throws in down in the bullpen.
Williams the runner at second, Jackson the runner at first for Parklane. When we get to the 5th inning, we'll talk about MRA baseball players who play at the collegiate level. Get an update, peek in at what those young men are doing. Down and in. May backhands at ball 1. Young has reached twice. Error and reached on a single. That one pops away just about 6 feet, 8 feet away from May, but runners stay put. 2 balls, no strikes. Called strike. Needed that strike. Outfield playing straight away. shading just a little bit to right. Fouled off the plate. Evens the count, 2-2.
It was a good-looking, tight breaking ball there from Samuel. Like to maybe see that one again, maybe a little bit lower in the zone. See if you can get Young to chase. Samuel was pointing out to the umpire that this kid's left foot is really close to the plate. He said it's on the line, but there's no visible line.
Yeah, that line got wiped out a long time ago. Count runs full to Young. Right-hander facing a left-hander. Tie ball game. 2 men on, 2 out. Pitch to the plate. Chop back up the middle. Playable for Adams. And they say they did not get the throw to first in time. Good hustle up the line from Young on that chopped ball on the right side of the infield, and now the bases are loaded with 2 out.
I don't think there's a thing different that you could ask of anybody from Samuel. He makes the pitch. Holt charges the ball just like he needs to. Got rid of it plenty quickly. That's just a case where Young was motoring down the first base line.
Second infield hit of the inning. Brings up Jay Aldridge. 1 for 2. 8th base hit. The Pioneers. Tough hop there for Lambert. He's going to have to put it in his hip pocket. Everybody's going to be safe. Hayden Williams scores from third, and Parklane steps out in front 4-3. Hit hard and then just a couple of feet in front of Lambert. Not much you can do there.
Yeah, it just got away from him. I mean, just far enough to really not have a play anywhere. You know, he kept it in front of him. Just got away from him a little bit.
We're going to have a C Spire call to the bullpen with 2 out, bases loaded. In the 4th inning, Walt Bryson called on from the bullpen. Samuel Stockett is done for the evening. We'll step aside and let you hear from our sponsors. We'll return and talk about pitching change and continue action here from Trustmark Park. Parklane 4, MRA 3 in the top of the 4th on the Patriot Sports Network.
There was a time when a person's word was enough. A time when a handshake meant something and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
There's just something about farming, planting a seed in the ground, nurturing it, watching it come to harvest. Nothing beats that feeling. C Spire connects me to my farm, to all of my equipment, to data at my fingertips. C Spire connects me to my family. A good, strong wireless signal, it's priceless.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get the latest 5G phone on us. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
C Spire called the bullpen, brings in Walt Bryson. 4 2/3 innings on the year. Most notable is the last time he was on the mound. After 3 weeks off the hill, he came in a leverage situation last Friday against Tri-County, went 2 2/3, faced 9 hitters, gave up just 1 hit, struck out 4, and really held the line as MRA pulled away for that win against the Rebels last week. And he's in a tight spot right now. 2 out, bases loaded, top of the 4th, already 2 runs across in the top of the frame for Parklane, and their cleanup hitter at the plate, DJ Brown. Brown grounded into a double play last time.
I think our DJ is asleep at the wheel. There we go.
There it is. Been a long day for a lot of people. Certainly not for us.
And I think the DJ booth it's been by committee.
Been a rotation,
yes.
Today. Johnny Holstaff in the DJ booth. One and one to Brown. Pioneer at every base. He kind of leaned in on that one, and it's called a strike. 1 and 2. Counts even. Four base hits in the inning for Parklane. And Walt Bryson trying to arrest it right there. Just needs one more strike. Base hit left field. Jackson in to score. Here comes Young. He'll score. 2-run single with 2 out. Plates 2 more runs for Parklane. And they're in front now 6-3. Huge hit for DJ Brown.
Got yourself in a situation there where, 2-2 count. It's kind of like, do you want to try to get a guy to fish at that point in time, or do you throw a strike? He opted to throw a breaking ball for a strike, and Brown did a good job of staying on it and hitting it.
Eli Chandler, 9th man to the plate in the 4th. Runners at first and at second. Pitch misses down. Pitch on the way. Through the hole on the right side of the infield. They'll wave Aldridge around. He'll slide in head first. Another run scores. 7-3 Parklane.
And this is starting to look a little bit like some of those middle innings down at Parklane Tuesday night, where they started seeing the ball and started just consistently putting barrels on it, and that's kind of where we're at now.
Slade Steele up for the 2nd time of this inning. Parklane has batted around. There's been one single after another, including a walk. Bryson's pitch in the air. Farnell comes in on it, makes the catch. And that will wind up the top of the 4th. 5 runs score on 5 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 left. 7-3 in favor of the visitors. Parklane ahead of MRA. Dylan Varnell leads off the 4th for the Pats when we continue on the Patriot Sports Network.
There was a time when a person's word was enough. A time when a handshake meant something and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
There's just something about farming, planting a seed in the ground, nurturing it, watching it come to harvest. Nothing beats that feeling. C-Spire connects me to my farm, to all of my equipment, to data at my fingertips. C-Spire connects me to my family. A good, strong wireless signal, it's priceless.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C-Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get the latest 5G phone on us. That's customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Big 5-run fifth for Parklane. Put them in front by 4 runs, 7-3, but still a lot of baseball left to play from Trustmark Park. Dylan Varnell leads off Patriots' 4th inning. He takes one in the shoulder blades. First pitch. That's a Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass via hit by pitch.
Literally took one for the team right there, and that's what the Patriots need, is just some base runners. And now do what Parklane was able to do in that last inning, which is, you look at their hit total. They're just stringing together single after single. You do that for a long enough period of time, you end up with some runs on the board. So that's what the Patriots need here this inning.
7 runs on 10 hits. 3 runs on 4 hits for MRA. Varnell able to take second on the dirt ball. Ball 1 to Holt Adams. Holt singled and drove in a run in the second.
I feel like this talk is probably going a little something like this. We just gave you 5 runs. You hit the first guy, and now you spiked whatever that was. I'm going to need you to regroup and focus here and make them earn it. That's one of those quick kind of like think about where you're at in the game, what just happened, what we need from you. Hitting people and spiking fastballs is not what the Parkland coaches are wanting right now.
Yep, just attack some hitters. Holt to Adams. 1 ball, no strike, count to him. Will Bezot in the on-deck circle. Jumped on that one, grounded foul, first base side. That one almost rolled back into fair territory. Varnell takes his lead at second. That's through the hole on the right side of the infield. Wave Varnell around. Pitch cut off by the first baseman on the infield, and quickly MRA answers with 1 in the bottom of the inning, and that feels a lot better at 7-4.
Yeah, that's as good a start to this inning as the Patriots could hope for. Leadoff guy gets on, takes a bag, gets driven in. Good job by Holt.
Second run driven in tonight for Holt. Brings up Will Bezot. 7-4. As we play in the bottom of 4th inning. 4th inning brought to you by Kincaid's Fine Men's Clothing. Holt Adams going to be able to take second as that pitch goes all the way over by the on-deck circle by the MRA dugout. A lot struggling right now with control in the 4th.
I have not been monitoring their bullpen, but nobody's throwing currently. Not sure if they've got somebody ready on standby, but he's definitely kind of hit a wall here in this.
They may bring somebody from the field of play in. They only used one pitcher in the earlier game. That was Steele through all 6 innings. 2 balls and a strike now to Will Bezot. Holt takes it off. Ball lined into the hole right through the gap on the left side. That's another run in as Holt Adams steps on home with his right foot. RBI single for Will Bezot, his second of the ball game. And MRA's within 2, 7-5. Love this quick answer from the MRA bats.
Yeah, a little hit and run action right there, and tell you what, that worked out perfectly.
Hughes, the catcher, up to the mound to talk to Lott. Now some players run down to the right field bullpen, and things are getting stirring over there beyond the right center field wall of the Parklane bullpen area. 7-5, bottom 4. This one's far from over. MRA with 3 in the second. They put 2 across the plate here in the 4th, still batting with nobody out and a runner at first. Lambert at the plate, butts. Caught in foul territory for the out. Good charge there from Eli Chandler at third for Parklane. That's the first out of the inning.
Almost looked like Alex was bunting for a hit, just kind of the way that he was putting that ball down the line a little further and getting out of the box really fast. But third baseman reacted quickly, covered a lot of ground to make that play. He's made 2 or 3 really good plays tonight.
Nash Segrist with the wind gusting in from left. Really cooled off the crowd. But these teams are been heating up here. We're in the middle of this thing with 12 runs already across. They only had 4 runs combined in the earlier game. Bezot takes off, throw off line into center field. Bezot's going to take third on the errant throw. Steal for Will Bezot. Taking third on the bad throw. Now a fly ball could bring home Bezot, and MRA would be within a run. Counts 0-1 to Segrist. Kick and delivery. Came in. Segrist says it hit him on the hands, but the umpire, I think, says that he was swinging and foul ball.
So I guess the rule on that is if it hits your hand and you're not swinging, you should get first. Not sure if he's calling that a swing, because that was, kind of on the border of whether or not that was if he checked it or if it was an actual swing or not. But it looks like he's going to make him stay in there. Always fun trying to hit when your fingers are throbbing.
Lott ready. That one out of control there from Lott. Confirm the count. The umpire doesn't hold his hands. There you go. Ball and 2 strikes. Count. 1-2 to Segrist. Lost track of things there. That one came in and hit him. Runners at the corners now for the Pats. And they'll hand the bat back to Gunnar Swanson. Hit by a pitch, puts Segrist at first.
This is the inning that the Patriots needed right here, even if we don't make it all the way back, just to chip away at that big inning that the Pioneers got.
Coach Lipscomb has pulled Gunnar Swanson over to give him some direction. Farnell was hit by a pitch to start the inning. Took second on a wild pitch and came in on a Holt Adams single. Adams went to second on a wild pitch and scored on a Will Bizot single. That hit foul in front of the bag at first. And Lambert popped a bunt attempt foul, was caught by the third baseman Chandler. And Segrist was hit by a pitch. Bizot down at third, thanks to a stolen base and an error on the catcher. Pioneer infield back. Pitch off the plate. Hughes was up there, had that arm cocked, ready to throw it. Bluffed the throw. Fisted, right side, foul. Went off his foot, looks like, from the way Gunner's limping out of the batter's box.
Yeah, I think that caught him just above his shoe. It's not going to feel good at all for the rest of the weekend.
Parklane got a single run in the first and a single run in the third, and then a 5 spot on the board in the top of this 4th inning. The Patriots have been able to answer with 2, and they've got a runner at third. Runner at first with just 1 out. Pitch misses down and away to Swanson. Two count. Swanson's granted time. Lott was not in a hurry to deliver that pitch. Was checking the runner at first.
Yeah, and looking at the wristband, sometimes I wonder if that's almost an invitation to balk. If you're on the rubber and you're looking at the wristband trying to.
They try the sleeper play. They end up getting everybody back where they started.
And as the defensive team in that situation, that's totally fine. You got to be totally fine with
that's a
with
win.
That outcome. Yeah, it is. It really is. I think a lot of teams get so stressed to try to get an out in that circumstance, but starting where you started from is fine.
Looped into right field. That drives in Bizot. Makes it 7-6. Segrist hustles around to third. We got a 1-run ball game thanks to a single dropped in from Swanson. Not the hardest hit ball he's had tonight, but he gets the job done. He put the fries in the bag and gets the run home, and we're at 7-6.
Yeah, I think he caught that out on the end of the bat a little bit. Like you said, if you're measuring exit velo, that one was not scorched, but got in a spot where there was nobody, and it was a big hit.
We'll get the slow walk, and looks like a signal out to the bullpen. They're going to bring in a reliever. Parklane with a C-Spire call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming in as we pause play in the bottom of the 4th inning. Parklane 7, Patriots 6. MRA Baseball continues.
2 balls and 1 strike to the batter. Here comes the pitch.
too big. I don't care. You're too big. Dude, kick it. Can't even see.
From small-town courtrooms to the Mississippi Supreme Court, our attorneys have over 60 years' experience litigating cases all across Mississippi. The odds say you'll need an attorney at some point, and when you do, you can have the home field advantage with your hometown lawyers right around the corner from MRA. Gladden and Ingram, attorneys at law.
Parklane with a C Spire call to the bullpen. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. They call on senior Jace Jones. Jace pitched 2/3 of an inning in the Tuesday ball game in Summit. Did not surrender a hit, but did give up an earned run. Walked 4 in that game. Came in the first inning, but didn't make it very far into the second the other night. And it's been a 3-run inning so far for the Pats. And the bottom of the 4th inning, still just 1 out. A lot of things in play here, and Peyton Hester coming to the plate. Peyton Hester's made some good contact on a couple of balls tonight, but it's grounded out twice. Right-hander looks around. Lott looked like he headed to the dugout, so no other defensive changes that we could perceive. Will be a right-hander facing the lefty. Swanson at first. Nash Segrist at third.
And this is a situation that the boys practice during the week. Different rounds of batting practice. You have different scenarios, and one of them is, hey, runner at third, less than 2 outs. And so Peyton's going to be looking for a pitch that he can drive to the outfield. See if he can find one to his liking.
Jones. Pitch just must have clipped his jersey. Looked like he could see it kind of flap as it went by, and that's a hit by pitch. Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass, hit by pitch. Hester down to first. Now the bases are full. The batter is Maddox May. He has walked and doubled. So things get interestinger and interestinger here in the MRA 4th.
Gonna have somebody pinch run for Peyton. Looks like maybe Asher Cox. Hadn't caught a number yet.
Still looking out there. Looks like 19. That's Asher Cox. Cox at first, Swanson at second, Segrist at third. So one pitch from Jones puts another MRA batter on base. 8th man up to the plate in the inning, Maddox May. Seven-6 score. Pitch off the plate, ball 1.
Maddox squared one up earlier in the game tonight, and I tell you what, if he could duplicate that, he could cause some serious damage right here.
Aldridge, the first baseman. creeping in. Third baseman Chandler playing back along the line between second and third, the base path between second and third. Pitch same location, ball 2 to May. Wind in the pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for called strike 1. May hits it way up in the air, foul territory. Is it going to be playable? It's not going to be playable. Kids are going to chase after it. It didn't get close to our mic, we're thankful. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nowhere to put May. Hits the center field. Coming up on it. Catch made. Throw going to be offline up the third base side. Segrist scores from third. Sacrifice fly from Maddox May ties the game 7 runs apiece. 2 out in the 4th.
Great job right there by Maddox May, doing what needs to be done to get that run in.
Pierce Anderson, 9th man to the plate in the MRA 4th. Runners at the corners. Cox at first, Swanson at third. Jones to the plate. Pitch off the plate outside, ball 1 to Anderson. Pierce 1 for 2. Bouncer to short. Fielded slickly there, and a toss to third. Toss from short to second for the final out. But MRA brings 9 to the plate in the bottom of the 4th and evens the score 7-7. They get 4 runs on 3 hits. There was an error and 2 left on base. We'll head to the 5th, tied at 7. More MRA baseball after this on the Patriot Sports Network.
2 balls and 1 strike to the batter. Here comes the pitch.
Hey, can you sit somewhere else? Yeah. You're too big. I don't care, you're too big. Hey, kick it. Can't even see.
From small-town courtrooms to the Mississippi Supreme Court, our attorneys have over 60 years' experience litigating cases all across Mississippi. The odds say you'll need an attorney at some point, and when you do, you can have the home field advantage with your hometown lawyers right around the corner from MRA. Gladden and Ingram, attorneys at law.
Seven, 8, and 9 due up to face Walt Bryson. Parklane, top of the 5th inning. MRA plays here at Trustmark Park Monday. Single game, JV, then varsity against Brookhaven Academy. And a doubleheader at Brookhaven on Wednesday of next week. Before we get to the Monday, Thursday, Good Friday. Ball hit a long way to center field. Going to get held up in the air, and Anderson able to get over in front of Swanson in the gap left center to put it away. One pitch and one out as Newman is retired to lead off the Parklane fifth inning. Brought to you by Lee Gladden at Gladden & Ingram, your hometown law firm. And all of our athletic streams, they're brought to you by Alan Moore and his staff at the state-of-the-art Acura of Jackson facility. D.C. Hughes, the catcher, been up twice, struck out twice.
We know Walt's going to throw strikes, and that's he's going to pitch to contact, and I think we'll probably see the MRA defense have a chance to make some plays here over the next few innings because he's going to fill it up. He just missed right there. It was a good-looking pitch.
2 balls, no strikes to Hughes. Fouled off the end of the bat. Got Hughes out in front of that one. Fooled him with that pitch, 2-1. Pitch in the dirt. 3-1. Aiden Williams due up next.
Don't want to totally give in to the hitter, but you got to get something over right here.
Popped up infield. Lambert waving his arms. Comes up between the mound and second and hauls it in. 2 down.
We talked about that wind and infield pop-ups. I'll tell you what, that ball moved. It did not come down where I was anticipating. I think Alex kind of had to chase that one a little bit.
7-7 game, 2 outs, bases empty. Aiden Williams at the plate. He singled and drove in a run in that 5-run top of the 4th. 7 runs on 10 hits for Parklane, 7 runs on 7 hits for MRA. Bryson hits Williams, puts him on with 2 outs. Caden Jackson steps in, right-handed hitter. One for 2 with a single and a walk. Scored 2 runs. He has been very solid in the field as well at shortstop. Righty versus a righty. Breaking pitch, dropped in, strike 1.
That's what you want to see from Walt this inning. Coach Parvin wants to see a lot of strikes. If they're going to make their way around the bases, make them earn it. See if you can get back in quickly, capitalize on the momentum that the Patriots gained in that last inning.
Counts even now, 1-1. Throw to first. Williams back in on his hands and knees. Bryson comes set. Off-speed pitch. Swinging strike 2.
Good-looking breaking ball right there from Walt.
If you can't get Jackson retired, Nick Young would hit next, and he's been on base 3 times tonight. Bouncer charging up on it. Lambert. Throw to Segrist in time for the out. No hits, no runs, no errors. 1 left on base. A quick top of the 5th sends Parklane to the dugout and will bring MRA up in a 7-7 ball game. We'll be back with the bottom of the inning on the Patriot Sports Network.
You practice that one thing over and over. After a few thousand reps, you master it. That's why the subspecialists at Mississippi Sports Medicine focus on one specific area of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition thousands of times. For a winning outcome, turn to Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
Looks like may have a new pitcher in the ball game. We'll double check that. That does not look like Jones. It looks like 23, and that's third baseman coming in to pitch, Eli Chandler. Jones, it looks like, is taking his spot at third. Eli Chandler, the third Pioneer pitcher of the evening. Dylan Varnell will lead off the the fifth as he led off the fourth. Got hit by a pitch to start that 4-run bottom of the inning for the Pats. 7-7 our score. Chandler's first pitch fouled back over the press box. Strike one. Be Varnell, then Adams, then Bizot.
Depending on what kind of stuff Chandler has on the mound, it may be in our favor to get him off of third because he's made some really good defensive plays over there.
It's a called strike at the bottom of the zone. Varnell's in the hole, 0-2. Chandler from the stretch. Chopped, was going to get foul in front of the bag at third. Check on MRA alums at the next level. We were checking Mississippi State Ole Miss score. Ole Miss has gone up in front 4-3 against State. 3 runs in the bottom of the third for the Rebels. They're playing in the top of the eighth at Oxford. Bryce Chance, of course, having a great stretch here in this season. He's hitting .452 coming into the series in Oxford this weekend. 18 runs driven in and 7 for 9 in stolen base attempts. In 24 games, he went 4 for 5 against Vanderbilt back on Sunday and drove in 3 runs. The Bulldogs sweep of the Commodores. 0-2 pitch. Check swing, held back, ball one. Chandler checks the wristband. Now he'll step off the rubber. Justin Williams got that NCAA waiver to return in 2026. He's back at Southeastern Louisiana University. Get the 1-2 pitch called right here. Swinging strike 3. Varnell goes down on strikes to open the MRA fifth inning, brought to you by Lee Gladden at Gladden and Ingram, your hometown law firm. And all of our athletic streams are brought to you by Alan Moore and his staff at the state-of-the-art Acura of Jackson facility. Holt Adams has singled twice, stolen 2 bases, and scored 2 runs. Fouls off the first pitch from Chandler off the roof of the dugout. Justin Williams hitting at .282 with 15 runs driven in, 4 doubles and a home run. His average on March 1st, batting average was .162. It's been as high as .296 this month. He has been stroking it this month. Pitch upstairs to Adams, 1-1.
You're talking about 100-point swings and a batting average, because in the college game, you're two months into it. He's been piling up some hits, obviously.
2 balls and a strike now to Adams. Jackson Evers over at Jacksonville State, right-handed pitcher. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Adams. Just earlier this week, Jackson Evers pitched 2 innings, gave up an earned run and a loss at UAB. They wanted that called strike 3. Good take from Adams. It's 3-2 now. Jackson Evers thrown 8+ innings, has a ERA just over 3. For the Gamecocks. Old Adams reached out for that one, missed it. Catcher gets it off the tip, and that's out number 2. MRA's yet to put a ball into play in the 5th against Eli Chandler. Will Bezot with 2 runs driven in, 2 base hits. That one bounced to short. No trouble for Jackson. Throw a little bit off, and they pulled the first baseman off the bag. It was off just enough to get Aldridge off the bag, and MRA's got a 2-out base runner. Will Bezot is safe at first.
Another good example of just hustling. And, because if Bezot's dogging it down the line, first baseman's probably got enough time to get back on the bag. But he definitely pulled him off with a throw just a little bit wide from Jackson.
E6 on the throw from Jackson, the shortstop, puts Alex Lambert in the batter's box to face Chandler. And Hill hit one in the opposite field. Base hit. Moves Bezot to second. Ball got away over toward the MRA dugout, but the runners hold. Lambert flares one to the opposite field for a base hit. 2 on and 2 out brings up Nash Siegrist. He's reached on an error, a fielder's choice, and a hit by pitch. Speaking of Siegrist, hey, let's tip the cap to Camp Siegrist. Returned after surgery, first appearance back on Monday for Southwest Mississippi Community College. Pitched 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down with a strikeout.
And he was at the game at Parklane the other night.
That's right. Short trip for him. Strike down on the bottom part of the zone to Nash. Got to keep your Siegrist straight. It's kind of hard to do.
Away. I know. Yes, I know. Camp was glad to be back in a competitive environment after having to get a little work done on the elbow back around Christmas.
Camp was at the game against Silliman at Wesson last Thursday as well. Got to talk to him after that game. Showed me the scar. Little soft line drive hit to the shortstop to end the inning. No runs for MRA in the 5th. 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. 8 left stranded through 5 trips to the plate for MRA. We have played 5 complete. Patriots 7, Parklane 7. Coming back with the top of the 6th inning when we come back on the Patriot Sports Network.
Are you ready for a culinary adventure that uses the freshest, most authentic ingredients possible? Then Aplos is the place for you. Aplos cuisine focuses on casual eateries found throughout Italy, Greece, and the Middle East. All this served in a fast fine dining atmosphere where quality meets speed, making every visit an unforgettable experience. Join us at our flagship location in the heart of Highland Village Shopping Center and we're thrilled to announce the grand opening of our new location in the vibrant Renaissance at Colony Park in Ridgeland. Visit Applos today, where the Mediterranean meets Mississippi in every bite.
Start playing the 6th inning at Trustmark Park. Philip Palmertree and Chris Poole. Walt Bryson on the mound, continuing in relief of starter Samuel Stockett. 7 runs on 8 hits for MRA. 1 error, 7 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors for the Parklane Pioneers. They'll have Nick Young at the plate, and he got fooled on that one, swung way above that one for strike 1.
There was a little change up there from Walt, and I tell you what, he had him way out front.
Young, then Aldridge, then Brown in the Parklane 6th. Pitch is low, evens the count. Continue this inning talking about MRA baseball alums playing at the collegiate level. Moving through the Mississippi JUCO ranks right now as the count goes to 2 balls and a strike to Young. Got 2 former Patriots up at Senatobia, Northwest Mississippi Community College. Corey Watkins, one of them, freshman infielder, hitting .267. Appeared in 21 games, started 15, called strike 2. Young not crazy about that call. Just a couple of days ago, Wednesday, 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI and a Ranger win against East Mississippi. Corey Watkins hitting .262 on the year, .842 OPS, fly ball, shallow left center field. They get down for a single. Just got it there in no man's land where nobody could get to it. Young leads off the 6th with a single.
We have not gotten that young man out in the second game.
Yep, 4 times up, 4 times on for Young. Here's Jay Aldridge. It's 2 for 3. Drove in a run in the big 4th inning. Fastball and late coming around on it. Aldridge swinging strike 1. We'll mention to you the 6th inning of tonight's game. It's brought to you by Uptown Dental's Dr. Michelle Cruz. And all of our streams are brought to you by Trustmark Bank. Ball skips away from Maddox May over near the on-deck circle, third base side, and Young takes second.
Looks like that one may have got a piece of Maddox, too. He's trying to shake off something on his throwing hand there.
Bryson set, check of the runner, pitch to the plate. Just a little high. One ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he could set him up there for another one of those breaking balls in the dirt that he just got him to chase. See where they go.
Call time. John Witt Snopek hitting .268 on the year, has played in 27 games. 6 doubles, a home run, 15 runs driven in, and the key John Witt Snopek stat, 23 walks in 27 games. That sounds like the Snopek we know.
Yeah.
Get on base. Hit down the line. Trouble if it stays fair, but it's foul.
Thought for a second that was going to be some bit of trouble. Had a fair amount of hook spin on it, though, and ended up well out of play.
Ready for Bryson. 1-2 pitch. Got the Kincaid's K. Foul tip held by May. First Kincaid's K of the evening for Walt Bryson, and there's one down in the sixth.
Big out right there with a tie ball game, and you got to go ahead and run at second base to get a punch out in that situation.
Here's DJ Brown. He had a big hit single in the fourth that brought 2 runs across the plate. Playing DH in this game, was catcher in the first game, then MRA won 3-1. Fouls that first one back for strike 1. Bryson looks into May. Comes set, check of the runner. 0-1 pitch. Hits him up on the bicep. Brown takes first. Second time that Bryson's hit a batter. Brings up Eli Chandler, who's 2 for 3. Checking the alums down at Pearl River Community College, Wilkes Johnson, freshman right-handed pitcher, has appeared in 7 games, thrown 6 1/3, 7 strikeouts, ERA just over 5.5. He's been on the shelf for a couple of weeks down there. Pitch inside to Chandler, ball 1. Drew Lambert, sophomore right-hander at Jones, 7 appearances, record of 1 win, 2 losses. He has a save. 28 strikeouts in 27 innings. ERA about 4.5. Bouncer, Adams, flips to Lambert. Over to Segrist for a 4-6-3 double play to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Bases left empty thanks to the second DP turned by the MRA infield. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still tied at 7 as MRA baseball continues.
At Uptown Dental, located in the township on Highland Colony, their passion is helping patients look and feel their best. Dr. Michelle Cruz and Dr. Claire Greiner are dedicated to creating an experience that is pleasant, comfortable, and pain-free. Their state-of-the-art facility welcomes patients into a spa-like atmosphere. Uptown Dental has the latest dental treatments and most cutting-edge technology available. From 3D cone beam imaging, digital x-rays, digital impressions, Invisalign orthodontic treatment, and so much more, at Uptown Dental they pride themselves on staying on top of the constant changes in dentistry.
Motion is what connects us to our world, to each other, and us. We were born to keep you in motion, however you decide to do so.
We carry a wide variety of Continental passenger and light truck SUV tires. Take to the road with confidence and install Continental brand tires on your vehicle today.
Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Trustmark Park, bottom of the 6th inning. MRA 7, Parklane 7. Eli Chandler working his now 2nd inning. 3rd Parklane pitcher of the night. He'll see Gunnar Swanson to lead off the inning. Parklane with single runs in the 1st and 3rd, and then the big 5 up in the 4th. MRA put up 3 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th, and so we got to 7-7. Swanson, then Hester, then May due up. Swanson flashed bunt, pulled it back quickly.
Still a lot of room on that right side if he decided he wanted to drag one over there.
Second pitch off the plate, ball 2. Ball 3. Last Saturday, Drew Lambert down at Jones went 5 innings, gave up just 1 earned run, struck out 7 and walked 2 in a win for the Bobcats against Mississippi Delta Community College. Pitch taken for a strike by Swanson, 3-1. Righty comes set, pitch to the plate. Upstairs, swung on and missed. Count is full. Three-two pitch. Here it is. Fouled off. One more MRA alum to mention. Garrett Gardner down at Perkinston, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, freshman. Has played in 30 games, hitting .374, 7 doubles, 10 home runs, 35 runs driven in, and 23 steals in 30 games. That one lined the opposite field. Gunnar Swanson with a single to lead off the MRA sixth inning. Sixth inning brought to you by Uptown Dental's Dr. Michelle Cruz. And we thank Trustmark Bank for their support of MRA live streams.
Those numbers you're rattling off for Garrett Gardner, those are the kind of numbers that open the eyes of big-time Division I college coaches. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit. You know, in this day and age, for really, really good high school baseball players that aren't necessarily draftable type prospects, the junior college route is kind of the path right now. But if you go and you do what he's doing and you put up those numbers, you just about buy your ticket for the next level.
Well, look, let me tell you what he's done the last 3 games. In his last 3 games, Garrett Gardner has gone 6 out of 11 at the plate. So that's what, 540 batting average. 5 runs scored, has hit 2 over the fence, driven in 4 runs, and stolen 2 bases in games. 1 game against Coahoma and 2 against Pearl River. It ain't easy to do that against Pearl River.
Yeah.
Coahoma's one thing, Pearl River's something else.
Pearl River's got some big-time arms down there, too. I mean, they've got probably 4 or 5 guys that are running it up in the mid-90s.
Swanson a plus runner at first, nobody out. Peyton Hester at the plate, left-handed batter's box. Trying to get this one back. They catch Swanson straying off the bag, throw from the catcher, snap throw up, not able to tag. Swanson is Aldridge, so stay safe. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Hester.
Kind of was going for that blind tag. Looked like he just went right over his back.
There goes Swanson. Good throw, but Jackson can't keep it in his glove as he tried to sweep it across, and I think Gunnar had too good a jump on that one to get caught. Stolen base for Gunnar, his first of the day. So now runner and Swanson back in time at second. Mississippi State has runners at second and third with nobody out in the top of the ninth, down 4-3 against Ole Miss. Pitch is low. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think I had said it was 3-1. Now it's 3-2. Not the first mistake I've made today. May not be the last. Ball 4, Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass puts Peyton Hester at first base. First and second, nobody out. Maddox May steps to the plate. He's driven in a run tonight with a sacrifice fly. He's also walked and doubled. We played 2 hours and 11 minutes this second game. First game took 2 hours and 3 minutes to get to the end.
Yeah, we've got two, well, I guess it was really just one really long inning sandwiched in the middle of this game.
A throw from Hughes right on the money. They're going to get Swanson. Slide into third. There's one out in the inning. Lead runner taken off the base paths.
Coach Lipscomb's talking to Maddox there. Apparently they had a hit and run on, and in that situation you want your hitter to at least swing at whatever comes his way, try to foul it off, protect the runner a little bit, and that's not the way that worked out. And so now you give up an out, give up a runner. Less than ideal for sure.
Peyton Hester gets the steal of second base, the double steal attempt. That's a 4-pitch walk. Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass puts Maddox May on back-to-back walks in the 6th. That could spell trouble. Brings up Pierce Anderson. That brings the coach out of the first base dugout on the Parklane side. So we'll pause play in the bottom of the 6th inning in a game tied 7-7. An MRA threatening. Looks like they'll make a C-Spire call to the bullpen. Looks like it's going to be a little swap, and they'll put Chandler at third. Send Jones to the dugout. We'll see who's coming in. Looks like numbers are a little tough to read. The red numbers on the red jersey.
Front of the shirt, I have no shot at reading it. I have to get the.
We'll wait till that
back
first warm-up toss. That's the one where we'll see the back of the jersey most likely.
Looks like 33, and this was the guy that they brought in that held us in check.
This is Timms.
Looks like it. Looks like 33. Double check me. Surprised to see him back out there. He threw quite a few pitches.
Went 4 innings on Tuesday night. That indeed is sophomore Steven Timms. Steven Timms on the C-Spire call to the bullpen. And then on the MRA side, it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. It looks like Rhett Taylor. Been swinging the bat. Coming in to hit for Anderson. So, as they say in the big time, wheels are turning.
Wheels are turning. Moves are being made. You put a play on there. Hindsight's 20/20. We put a play on. Did not get executed the way Coach Lipscomb wanted it to get executed. We lose a base runner. In retrospect, obviously, with the way it worked out, we could potentially have the bases loaded with no outs. But still in a good situation right here to push this go-ahead run across.
College baseball score update. They're still playing in the top of the ninth. Just one out. Mississippi State has gone in front 5-4 against Ole Miss. So dramatic baseball action going on at Swayze Field. Big 3-game SEC series for the Bulldogs and the Rebels.
I'm just going to assume that atmosphere is probably pretty electric,
pretty
and tense right now. Yeah.
Shall we say? Back to action here after Timms comes in, right-hander, comes set, and here it's 2 base runners and 2 out. Pitch in the dirt to Rhett Taylor. Fly ball behind the bag at second. Young ranges over to get it. And that's just out number 2 in the inning. The scoreboard said there were 2 outs. Now there are 2.
Oh.
But MRA is going to lose the lead runner at the plate on the throw from foul territory. That's going to get the runner from third coming in, and he's limping back. That's Brett Tyler, who was running. And a weird play. I think Parklane, Young thought that was the third out, tossed it to the infield, and MRA's runners tagged and tried to come in and score, but didn't get the play made. What a wild ending to that ending to that MRA 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and a runner left on base. Bizarre end to the 6th. We'll head to the 7th, tied 7-7 on the MRA Patriot Sports Network.
Don't stop.
Thinking about tomorrow.
Don't stop investing in your future. For help living well today and tomorrow, talk to an experienced Trustmark wealth advisor to save for education or plan for an early retirement. For generations, we've helped people live their dreams. Let us help you. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
Start play in the top of the 7th inning. MRA 7, Parklane 7. Bizarre sequence for those last 2 outs. Taylor flied out to the second baseman, Young. Then Tyler advanced to third after tagging up. Steele fouls the first pitch from Bryson off left side, out of play.
Yeah, the infielder thought that the inning was over because the outs on the scoreboard were not correct. Rolls it in. Base runners advance. They throw it down the left field line, and I really thought that Tyler was going to be able to coast in, and apparently the left fielder got over there backing up, doing what he's supposed to do, and it really wasn't that close at the plate.
So from the left fielder down to the catcher. Foul territory. Tyler eliminated at the plate. Tap, slow roller. Hard play and out on a bang-bang play at first. Lambert on it and 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Tonight's 7th inning of MRA Baseball. It's brought to you by J.L. Roberts Mechanical. And all of our streams brought to you by Ely's in Old Town Ridgeland. Steele retired 6-3 to lead off Parklane's 7th. Now be the right fielder, Watts Newman. He has to duck out of the way of that pitch from Bryson.
Had a good many bang-bang plays down at first tonight. Feel like that's one of the few that's gone the Patriots' way. Alex Lambert charged hard, made a good play on that soft roller.
Wind picking up from the north, blowing in from left center field. Supposed to be a lot cooler around the central Mississippi area tomorrow, and we've been feeling it for a couple hours. 1-0 count to Newman. It's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. He slapped that one, but foul. down the right field line. 1-1 to count. Seven runs on 9 hits for the Patriots. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Pioneers. Bouncer, backhanded by Lambert. Throw on target, 2 down.
Walt Bryson continues to do what he's brought in to do, which is fill up the strike zone. Defense is working for him. He's keeping the Patriots in this game right now. Would feel a lot better if he had a 1-run lead, but still doing a great job.
Pinch hitter for Parklane. They'll bring in Henry Williams to bat for the catcher, Hughes. Henry Williams played in the earlier game today. He went 1 for 3, singled and struck out twice. Three innings of work now for Bryson. Called strike 1. Stockett went 3 2/3, 8 hits, gave up 7 runs. Only 3 of them were earned. Samuel struck out 5, walked 1, and hit 1. Bryson came in, inherited a bases-loaded situation. Surrendered 3 hits, no runs charged to Bryson. Struck out 1, has not walked anybody, but he has hit 2 batters. Fisted. Bizot on the run. Makes the play. And a 1-2-3 inning, left side of the MRA field, infield, understood the assignment, got the outs, and will hand it to the offense. Dylan Varnell due to lead off for MRA in the 7th when we return in a 7-7 ball game as MRA baseball rolls on to the 7th.
Don't stop.
Thinking about tomorrow.
Don't stop investing in your future. For help living well today and tomorrow, talk to an experienced Trustmark wealth advisor to save for education or plan for an early retirement. For generations, we've helped people live their dreams. Let us help you. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
Chance for MRA to win it in the bottom of the 7th against Timms, who's the 4th Pioneer pitcher tonight. Lott went 3 1/3. Jones went 2/3 of an inning, and Chandler went an inning and a third. 2/3 innings already for Timms as he came in the 6th and was the beneficiary of a wild sequence and some aggressive base running that didn't pay off for MRA. Looks like going to have a pinch hitter. It's Cade Buchanan coming in to hit for Dylan Varnell to lead off the Patriots' 7th. I'll go ahead and tell you while the umpire adjusts to that and writes things in his book. Tonight's 7th inning brought to you by J.L. Roberts Mechanical. All of our streams brought to you by Ely's in Old Town Ridgeland. Timms winds, delivers, pitch. It's too high to Buchanan.
This is a big inning right here on several levels. Obviously, you want to get some base runners on and end the game here in in your half of the 7th inning, because not only is that, preferable to any other scenario, you start thinking about the fact that we've got a game on Monday, which is going to be, if you get into an extra inning situation, you got to burn through some extra arms, and there's a chance those guys are not ready to potentially pitch in relief on Monday. So just a lot of moving parts with the next week's schedule and this being a Friday, and I think the order being placed by the Patriot coaches is let's end this right here.
Count, I believe, is a ball and 2 strikes. Scoreboard says 2-1. That's lined over the head of the shortstop into center field. Winning run on at first in the person of Cade Buchanan in the 7th. Holt Adams coming to the plate. But back to Monday's plan, you would assume Monday we'd see Aiden Peets against Brookhaven.
So it's not going to factor into your starting situation.
But your bullpen gets a little weary.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Not going to be surprised if we see Holt try to put a bunt down right here. And
There's the bunt.
Does the job.
Sacrifice bunt executed by Holt Adams. Winning run moved to second. One away, the bottom of the 7th. 1-3 on the putout on the sacrifice. Here's Will Bezot, who was 2 for 4. Been on base 3 times, reached on an error last time. Timms puts it down and in, ball 1.
Patriots got to like their chances with the guy in the batter's box right here, and for some reason he doesn't get it done. You got another guy on deck that's been swinging a hot bat for most of the season.
Senior Will Bezot waits the 1-0 pitch. Downstairs, ball 2. Hughes calls time. He's going to walk out and talk to his battery mate. All our MRA baseball battery updates presented by Big Ten Tire Pros. Play with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. MRA can push the run across here, get a sweep, move to 3-0 in district play, and make it 3 close wins over Parklane, but got some work to do. Line to center, right there at Williams. Tag, good throw, but it's going to be just a little bit high, and Buchanan slides in head first safely at third. Bezot flies out to center, 2 down in the inning, and you got the winning run 90 feet away.
Barreled it up just right at the center fielder. Bad break for Bezot, and I tell you, that's a borderline reckless piece of base running. We're where we need to be now. A pass ball, winning run scores. And that's why you do that. That's why we're trying to take that base. But I tell you what, good throw. That would have gotten interesting.
Back to the pitcher. Throw offline, but plenty of time for Aldridge to adjust, step back to his right, and retire Lambert on 1 pitch. And MRA goes down in the 7th, strands the winning run down at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and that big runner left at third. 9 stranded on the base paths by MRA. After 7, we've got free baseball coming up at the 8th. Walt Bryson back out there to face the Pioneers. We're still tied 7-7.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Good thing we're getting paid by the inning here at Trustmark Park. Spool and I, along with Scott Thomas Murphy and Alan Burford. We're not heading home. We're keeping things going for you as we go to extra innings, top of the 8th. Parklane coming to bat against Walt Bryson. Number 9 hitter Hayden Williams at the plate. Pitch in the dirt, bounces to the backstop, ball 1.
If anybody's in the Pearl area, just keep your phone on standby because play another inning or two, I may be looking for a ride.
Bryson's pitch comes too far inside. Williams aboard, hit by pitch. He's still limping. Walking past the bag at first, took that one in the leg. They're coming out taking a look at Williams. He's still not steady on 2 legs yet, but they haven't brought a pinch hitter in. They're going to let him run down the line a little bit and try to work that off. They will keep him in the game. Leadoff man aboard. MRA playing with fire in the 8th.
Yeah, the old leadoff guy, when you give, there's something about giving him that free pass that just usually comes back to haunt you. But he does not look like he's going to get around the bases super fast, at least not anytime soon. He may walk it off in a little bit.
Conversation on the mound. While that goes on, we'll tell you final in Oxford, Mississippi State 5, Ole Miss 4. The Bulldogs get 2 runs in the top of the 9th to win it. Hold on, hold Ole Miss scoreless in the bottom of the frame. Must have been a great one. This one we got here is not too bad either.
I'll tell you what. These teams have played 3 tight games. Did not really know what to expect going into the week as far as, you know, what Parklane was going to bring to the table. But
pitch in the dirt, skips away from May. He's got to go back on the turf to chase it, and Williams scampers up to second. Now the go-ahead runs in scoring position.
But they're a solid baseball club. You know, they're pitching it good enough and swinging the bats. Played solid defense for the most part. So, tell you what, man, they've made it tough on the Patriots all week long.
Bryson gets the signal. 1-0 pitch to Jackson. Shows bunt, pulls it back, ball 2. Check of the runner, pitch to the plate, bunted right between the mound and third, and then Bryson tries to barehand it and mishandles it. Runner safe, first and third. That was a perfectly placed bunt. I'm not sure that plays there even if you field it cleanly.
Yeah, I don't think there was any scenario where he was going to throw him out. That was just put in exactly the right spot.
We'll give Jackson the bunt single. So hit by pitch and a single, 2 on, nobody out. Nick Young at the plate. We're going to have a C-Spire call to the bullpen. We'll take the timeout while we get that pitching change going on, and we'll come back, play in the top of the 8th. MRA in some trouble in a jam here in the 7th. They'll put the ball in the hands of a relief pitcher. We'll tell you about it when we come back.
You know, There's millions of people without the health insurance they need.
I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it.
You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance. Her,
These two.
and definitely them.
Nice.
Need an affordable plan with a nationwide network of local doctors? Ambitter's got that and more. That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance.
And better.
On a mission for better.
Coach Chad Lipscomb with the C Spire call to the bullpen. Right-hander Dylan Varnell, the senior, loosening up. He's thrown 12 2/3 innings this year. This is his 7th appearance. He's been in relief every time. 1 win and 2 losses, 2 saves. And he's converted both save opportunities on the year. He's given up 12 hits, 7 runs, but only 3 of those runs are earned. 13 strikeouts, over 12-plus innings. He's walked 4, hit 3, ERA 1.66. And opponents hit .235 off Dylan Varnell. He'll come in from right field in relief of Walt Bryson. And then out in right field, Brett Tyler takes over. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Nobody out, first and third. Tie ball game 7-7. Nick Young at the plate, who's been the most efficient, effective Pioneer hitter in this game. Tyler's reached on an error and singled 3 times. Excuse me, Young, I mean. Pitch to Young. Inside, ball 1.
You're going to see a good movement from Dylan's fastball, get some good arm side run and sink, and that movement's actually better when it's down in the zone. See a good slider too, and an above average changeup, I would say, and there it is right there. It's a really good pitch that he relies on heavily.
1-1 to Young. Going ahead and peek ahead to the MRA 8th. Nash Seeger is due to lead things off. And Swanson and Hester in the air to right field. Tyler moves back on it. Catch made. Runner tags at third. And the Pioneers go out in front 8-7 off the sacrifice fly to right field. There's 1 down. Jackson stays at first. So you know you're going to need at least a run in the 8th. Hopefully Varnell and company can keep it at that.
And that free pass to the leadoff hitter comes back to bite you.
First baseman Jay Aldridge at the plate. It's 2 for 4. Varnell from the stretch. Hit way up in the air. Tracking it is Swanson. Comes up a few steps, makes the catch, and that's out number 2. We'll bring up DJ Brown.
Based on the way that ball acted, I'm going to tell you, if you're going to get something past the outfielders at this point in the night, it's going to have to be absolutely crushed, because I felt like he hit that ball decent, and it just went nowhere.
Strong north wind coming in from left center ever since we got started with this second game. Really just a breeze from left in the first game. We've seen one ball hit to the fence by Parklane, one hopper to the wall in the early game. Breaking pitch left upstairs, ball one. Jackson back in plenty of time on the throw to first. Played some late night baseball on Friday night in Rankin County. Hard hit foul. Patriots dugout.
Somebody made a nice play on that hot shot.
Here's the 1-1. That's a strange swing, strike two.
He's looking at the first the guy for that. That was a hit and run. That was a swing that I think Coach Lipscomb was kind of getting after Maddox May about earlier, where you're just attempting to protect a runner that should have been stealing, trying to put the bat on it, at least make it the play harder for the catcher. Guy at first did not get the memo.
Not sure what was wrong with that pitch, but it's called ball two. Must have been up just a smidge.
Yeah, Maddox moved out a little further than you normally see him, but I feel like he kind of split that corner.
2-2. Brown has to duck, and it's full 3-2. Payoff pitch coming from Varnell to Brown. Get the throw to first. Full count to the plate. Missed ball four, and first and second with two out. Free pass issued to Brown. Brings up Eli Chandler. That's only the second walk issued by MRA pitching tonight. They have hit they've hit two batters and walked two tonight. 10 base hits given up. Swing and miss from Chandler, 0-1.
Good look at that change up from Dillon. Really tough pitch on lefties. He turns it over. Gets a little more movement on that than a lot of high school straight change-ups that you'll see.
Takes a slice at it, foul. Varnell's got the advantage, 0-2. In the air, back on it, Lambert. He's got it. That does it for the Pioneers in the eighth. They add a run, one run off just one hit. No errors, and two left on base. Parklane 8, MRA 7th. The Patriots have got some work to do. One run to tie, two to win when we come back in the bottom of the seventh on the Patriot Sports Network.
At Uptown Dental, located in the township on Highland Colony, their passion is helping patients look and feel their best. Dr. Michelle Cruz and Dr. Claire Griner are dedicated to creating an experience that is pleasant, comfortable, and pain-free. Their state-of-the-art facility welcomes patients into a spa-like atmosphere. Uptown Dental has the latest dental treatments and most cutting-edge technology available. From 3D cone beam imaging, digital x-rays, digital impressions, Invisalign orthodontic treatment, and so much more, at Uptown Dental, they pride themselves on staying on top of the constant changes in dentistry.
Ely's is a proud sponsor of MRA Patriot Athletics. Come try our USDA Prime New York Strip, bone-in filet, New England scallops, or sauteed Gulf crab claws. Ely's also offers an extensive wine list and bar selections. Ely's, upstairs on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Good luck, Patriots.
We got something extra going on at Trustmark Park in Pearl, extra innings. Last call for MRA, down 8-7 in the 8th. Stephen Timms trying to slam the door on MRA as Parklane got one run in the top of the frame.
Free baseball for the MRA and Parklane faithful.
In front of a chilly crowd. We started and we were in the low 80s. Well hit center field, but going to get held up by the wind. And Segrist flies out to center to open up the bottom of the 8th. Gunnar Swanson has reached on singles his last 2 times at the plate. 2 for 4 tonight with a steal. And he has driven in one of MRA's 7 runs. Night like this, ballpark like this, probably not going to get that run with one swing of the bat. Going to have to get somebody on base.
Yeah, going to have to get somebody out there, string together some hits. Although Nash hit that ball hard, I would be really interested to see, where that would have landed at 4:30 this afternoon. He may have had a chance to get it over that outfielder.
Timms winds and delivers. Called strike. I think it's 2-1. I mean, double check that. Popped up behind the bag at third toward the line. 3 players converge on it. Nobody's able to get it. Left fielder dives in. Can't get it. And there's the tying run on base in the person of Gunnar Swanson with 1 out in the 8th. That's what it's going to take tonight. Now Brett Tyler bats.
Might be his first varsity AB of the season. I'm trying to think back.
Timms ready. Swanson takes the lead. Pitch outside, ball 1. Very high in the air, shallow left. Coming in on it, making the play on it is Williams. They're 2 down. Two down, runner at first. Maddox May, the last hope to extend the MRA 8th.
I will say, if there's somebody on this team that's strong enough to cut one through that wind, it's probably him.
Maddox takes a fastball, strike 1. Timms comes set. Balk. Timms will move Swatson up to second. So the tying run and scoring position now for MRA. That changes the look of this inning. Oh, 1 pitch to the plate from Timms. Breaking ball just missed. Parklane fans groaning about it.
Parklane fans, maybe some chirping from the dugout too.
Yeah, I think so. I think umpire took a long look into the first base dugout. Was that breaking pitch again? Misses inside. 2 balls and a strike to Maddox May.
He's still looking over there too. I don't know. They better tone it down.
Maddox has an Ely's extra base hit tonight. Got that back in the third. Down the line, that's fair. Here comes Gunnar Swatson. He'll score. We're going to be tied 8-8 off an RBI double with 2 out by Maddox May, and we play on. Love that one over the bag at third, fair. Now the winning run in scoring position. We're going to have a runner come in. Looks like it's going to be Jack Poole. All right, Chris Poole. Maddox May coming through in the clutch.
He did. The second double of the night. I'll tell you what. Ties it up.
Ely's extra base hit, RBI double, second of the night for Maddox May. Poole running for him. Rhett Taylor, the batter. Correction, not Rhett Taylor at the plate. That Pierce Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pierce Anderson back at the plate. 1-0 to Anderson. Pitch misses up a little bit. 2-0. Catcher Hughes wants to go out and talk to Steven Timms.
Yeah, I think since Anderson went back in defensively, and then that kind of killed Rhett as far as hitting again. They would have had to, if they wanted to pinch hit, they would have had to pinch hit a different person, which would have then meant that Pierce couldn't go back in the field. So for defensive purposes, they got him back out there and got a chance to walk it off right here.
Segrist flied out to open the inning. Swatson singled. Got to second on a balk. Tyler with a pop out to shallow left field as the count goes to 3-0 on Anderson. Maddox May with the hit down the line in the left that drove in Swatson from second. Now Jack Poole represents the winning run down there. 3-0 pitch. Missed off the plate, ball 4. Watkins Construction and Roofing free pass. Puts Pierce Anderson on. Dylan Varnell hands the bat to. Oh, he's going to bat next. Got Dylan Varnell's spot up at the plate next. We've got a mound conversation now that's stopped play in the bottom of the 8th inning. MRA has evened it up 8-8. 8 runs on 12 hits for the home team. Parklane 8 runs on 10 hits.
Getting all the free baseball we want tonight.
Here's Dylan Varnell. Hits it toward right center. That's going to get down for a hit. Here comes Poole around third. There won't be a throw, and MRA walks it off. The lights blink, and the Party comes out of the dugout. MRA has swept Parklane. Extra innings, 2-out base hit by Dylan Varnell to win it for the Patriots.
Love it for that kid. He has not had a ton of at-bats this year. Actually played defensively in the first game, and, they were DHing for him. So for him to come through offensively in a situation like that, man, congrats to him. He is, at this point, shirtless. Hopefully his jersey can be repaired and worn for the rest of the season, but I'm not sure it will be.
9-8 our final. MRA sweeps Parklane, 3-0 in district play. They win 3 ball games by a combined total of 5 runs against a really tough-nosed, pesky Parklane team. Competed in each of these ball games, had chances to win it in all 3. But MRA was able to make the plays when they needed to be done late in all 3 ball games and come out with the win here in extras, 9-8 to improve to 15-6 overall in the year, and sitting in first place after the first week with games coming up next week. Monday here at Trustmark, single game, JV 4:30, varsity 6:30, then a doubleheader on Wednesday of next week at Brookhaven. You can catch all that action on the Patriot Sports Network. Dylan Varnell gets the win in relief. MRA with 9 runs on 13 hits, and Parklane with 8 runs on 10 hits. What do you say we call it tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right, no objection. Everybody in the press box says, yeah, let's go home. Appreciate y'all hanging to the end with us. Thanks, Scott Thomas Murphy. Thanks to our producer and director, Alan Burford. Thank you, Chris Poole, for being here for the long haul today. And it's been a lot of fun, but we're going to head home now happy with a doubleheader sweep and a series sweep over Parklane. So for our entire crew, I'm Philip Palmertree, signing off from Trustmark Park, where MRA wins in extras 9-8. We'll see you Monday right here. Catch us on the MRA Patriot Sports Network. Until then, good night, grace and peace, and go Patriots!